Hello and welcome back. I'm your friendly neighborhood technician. Today, something's broken on the car. So we're gonna try to find out what it is. I was driving for the last couple days and I noticed that there's a knocking noise when I make left turns. So maybe one of you have a similar concern and we're gonna go through and try to figure out what we can figure out that it is. So I'm gonna demonstrate it for you now. So pay attention to this. Okay, let's see if it'll do it. Yep, that noise. Alrighty, here's all the steering linkage and everything. Let me know in the comments below what you might think it is, like I'm not going to tell you in the next 15 seconds. Good, now that you commented, I can tell you what it is. It's the ball joint on the driver's side of the drag link here. You can see right here, there's quite a bit of play. So, we're going to replace the drag link and the steering shock. Alrighty, here are the new parts. Here's the drag link, part number 124 460 1405, and the steering shock is 124 463 04 3264. Now, Parts was kind enough to not give me new nuts for this because evidently the parts guy that ordered this for me was the first piece of steering linkage that he has ever ordered. So he didn't give me nuts, but I found some nuts that I had and haven't been used. These are not exactly the right nuts. If you can see it right there, it goes. They're not exactly the right nuts, but they'll work, and I'll be able to torque them down to the proper torque. So as I'm scrolling through the instructions, I noticed something funny. This is just going through all the technical modifications of different tie rods and drag links and stuff. You can see right there how you can read all those words right side up. Okay. And then back to there, back to right side up. So, someone was drunk that day. But you can see right here, just like I did, check for play at the tie rod ball joints and drag link ball joints by vigorously pulling and pushing them at the same time by touch. That's what I did. And as you can see right here, detach, detach and attach at the pitman arm, replace nuts, which is what I'm doing for the tie rod and drag link. Alrighty, first thing we're gonna do is take off that 8mm little screw right there. Next, we're gonna take off that steering shock. It's a 17mm bolt right there, and 17mm nut, 17mm bolt. Steering shock seems pretty firm, but it's got a little bit of seepage on it, so I'm going to go ahead and replace it anyway. Next, we're going to take off the 19mm nuts at the top of the drag link. So the tool that you're supposed to use is this one right here, which is part number, where'd it go? Let me find you that part number real quick, right here. Depending on your year, 124 599 02 3300, or if you're before that, you're going to use 201 589 1333. And if neither of those are available, you're going to do that technician shit, and you're just going to make shit work like I did. This is the one I used, 201 589 07 3304, which, as you can tell, is neither of those part numbers. Hey, but it worked. That's all that counts. Okay, trust me, when the ball joints release, it's scary. It's startling. I would say scary. It's just startling when this thing snaps and that thing just pops out. You almost have to brace for impact every time it happens. One thing to note here is this is where your steering shock mounts, and then it mounts to the bottom of the drag link right there at that point. But if you put this in backwards and you put this like that, you have another mount point for the steering shock like that. So you should be able to put the steering shock in the other way, theoretically. But next we're going to install the drag link how it's supposed to go, with that on that end and that on the passenger side. Now what you're going to do is tighten that down to 35 to 40 Newton meters. You're probably going to have to get a 5mm Allen in there to help snug that up. And then next you're going to install your steering shock, which you're going to tighten down also to 35 to 40 Newton meters. And before you put that nut on right there, don't forget to put this back on. Then put the top piece back on and put your 8mm screw back in there, and you're done. Alrighty, let's see if the noise is there. Nothing. Let's see how the steering feels. Yeah, I got a full tank. I'm balling. Steering feels good. No clicking noise or knocking, however you want to describe it. And thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed that video. Hopefully it's helpful to you. It's not a hard job to do. The hardest part about doing that is getting the ball joints of the drag link to actually pop out. So that's probably going to be the biggest fight. If you don't have that tool, or if you have a tool, you can get a set. You can usually find them on Amazon. You can get them to that are pretty inexpensive, less than $100. You can get a whole ball joint removal tool set. So that's it. So make sure you hit subscribe, give me the thumbs up, and make sure you hit the notification icon so you get notifications when I post a new video. Thank you for watching.